What's up everyone, welcome to Crypto Maximalist. Before we begin, make sure to hit the like and subscribe and then hit the real subscribe button, which is the bell icon. We're posting 4 videos every day, so make sure to check back every single day. We're aiming for 20k subscribers and get a deal in the description if you haven't already. This is not financial advice. Welcome to Crypto Maximalist. Let's begin. What's up guys, so just before we begin, make sure to hit the subscribe and bell icon. People aren't seeing our content and that's probably because you haven't hit the bell. Thank you again for all your support. We're so proud of the amazing community that we've built. So we're just taking a quick look at NEAR here, and as we can see, by the way guys, we are doing 8 videos today, so make sure to check back for all of the little updates. So we're taking a look at NEAR protocol here, and as you can see, the price action recently has been doing extremely well, hasn't it? I think this might be, largely to do with, Ethereum is also doing extremely well. Obviously, with NEAR being a layer 1 protocol, it's probably getting, a decent amount of good price action in regards to all the smart contract platforms doing pretty well as well. Not to mention that they are fleshing their ecosystem out all the time. The fundamentals looking really strong, and you can obviously see now they're starting to launch more and more projects, bringing out more partnerships. For example, a recent partnership with Band as well. There's a lot to be excited for about the protocol, and it's pretty obvious that the price action is reflecting this. Because as you can see, it's got a similar, it's shaping up similarly to a lot of different other protocols that we've been taking a look at in terms of price action. You can see here we've obviously got our range that we did form. Essentially, you could argue that the range is something like this, but realistically, we're probably looking something more like this, really. We've probably got a range that we've come in and we've formed here. We've obviously, on the 19th of May, we had the big crash in the market. We come down, we kind of form a bottom here and a top. But you can see since then, we kind of coiled for NEAR, didn't we? And then since then, we've obviously rolled over, come down and made this double bottom with the fake out to the downside, obviously with Bitcoin as well. Going below 30k, everyone says we're in a bear market. But quite clearly, we were in a bear market and we were getting very overextended to the downside. You can see obviously on our RSI here as well, the momentum to the downside for NEAR decreasing as well. And you can see quite clearly, since then we have had a really nice bounce to the upside, partly to do with, a lot of bullish news for, Ethereum, specifically with the IP 1559. We think this has had a really good effect on a lot of smart contract platforms because there is quite a large correlation with the price action of ETH and the price action of a lot of different layer 1 solutions, and also not to mention smart contract platforms in general. Obviously Polygon also doing very well, so we've seen a lot of good price action for these protocols, and you can see quite clearly, NEAR has been doing very well, hasn't it? Ever since we got back above, back into this little range that we've done here, we've got this double bottom looking very nice. We come back above the 20, consolidate between the 20 and the 55 on the daily time frame here, looking very bullish. We've got that really nice breakout and back test perfectly. This is exactly what Polygon did as well, by the way. And then since then, we've absolutely ripped, haven't we? We've come all the way up here. We've broken out of this smaller range that you could say was looking something like this. We broke to the downside of it initially, down, double bottom. We come back inside this smaller range, inside this wider range like this. We come all the way up, obviously roll back to find a bit of support, and then we just absolutely blasted through this smaller range here. We come up to the top of the actual next range. We break through it and back test it as well. Very bullishly like this. And then obviously NEAR, just the amount of announcements and cool partnerships, etc. they've been announcing recently has probably been leading to a massive push in their price action, because as you can see, we've just continued on an absolute, you would say arguably parabolic move here. Looking very strong. We come all the way up after breaking out of this wider range here. We come all the way up to actually around, what is this? Coming up to around $6.60 here, all the way up to this kind of area here. Quite close to the all-time high in reality. And then we did have a bit of a retracement, because quite obviously we have had a massive pump, and it's nice to get a bit of consolidation before you do see yourselves continuing. And you can see since then we've just been steadily, consolidating, coiling, making ready for another move, really. Because in reality, we're probably forming, something of a range like this, with the 20 coming up and forcing us to the upside as well. We've obviously got the 55 coming up as very strong support. So you can see, things looking really good for NEAR, and it's so close to its all-time high now at around $7.50. We're really not that far away from that whatsoever. Probably only, less than 20% away from the all-time high. So looking really bullish, and it does look again today we are threatening to break out of this nice little bit of a nice little range that we've been forming here, consolidating, looking really strong. So now that we've established, what's going on here, we can take a look at some short-term price predictions. And as we always say, if we do roll over here, we do expect the 20 to hold, looking something like this, because the 20 has held all the way up here. You can see quite clearly this price action is absolutely amazing. looking really, really strong, probably to do a lot to do with all of the amazing partnerships that Near has actually been bringing out recently. It looks like a really, really strong protocol. And you can see the price action has totally reflected that. We've made a full recovery out of this dip that we saw over the past few months, coming up to potentially, break all-time highs pretty soon. So if we do roll over, we've obviously got the 20 as support here and the bottom of the range. The 20 coming in at around, $5.40-ish. And then the bottom of the range coming in at around $4.80. And if we do start to break to the upside, we're probably reasonably targeting, this resistance at around the all-time high of $7.40, because there's not really any resistance to the upside after that. So those would be our short-term price predictions. And then if we just throw in a nice little Fibonacci extension here, we can get an idea of some possible price targets going into the remainder of the bull run. And as you can see, this 227 extension would be a very, very nice price target, but obviously that's quite a stretch from here. Around a 10x from the current price doesn't seem that unreasonable, to be fair, with a market cap of around $2 billion. But it remains to be seen how much of a pump that we do start to get. But obviously with all the partnerships and announcements that have been coming out for Near recently, we do expect a nice little move to the upside. And obviously if we do start breaking out the all-time high, we've got our next Fibonacci resistance at around $11.70 here. And then on the 141 coming in at around $15, the 161 at around $20.50. And then obviously we've got that 227 coming in at around $58, which would be around a 10x from the current price. So that's it, guys. We'd like to thank everyone so much for their support. If you've got any questions or suggestions, please leave them down below, and don't forget to subscribe and then hit the real subscribe button, which is the bell icon, to stay up to date with the 4 videos that we post every single day. Remember, if you want to support the channel more directly and get a ton of benefits and insight, as well as joining our growing community, consider the Patreon or YouTube membership down below. You can also sign up to our free Telegram via the description as well. All the links are in the description for affiliate links for discounts and free crypto, so go check them all out below. There's plenty of goodness on offer. Please like and subscribe. We are Crypto Maximalists.